What's going on, everyone? So, LeBron James with Team USA has really been the initiator, the playmaker, kind of operating as the point guard. You see a lot of sets with him at the top of the key, kind of surveying and then making the appropriate play based on the action that they're running. Also, his ability to just kind of bully his way to the basket is also another valuable asset. And with the way that he is playing, performing with Team USA, it begs the question of, can he actually and would he be willing to play another position, right? The Lakers have talked heavily about how they want to get another big center. JJ Redick even talked about it in a recent interview. Top of that, just watching Anthony Davis play alongside Bam Adebayo, it just screams like you got to get another versatile big center, right? Preferably, I would like the kind of, bigger, like Walker Kessler type as opposed to a, Wendell Carter Jr. However, I would not be against Wendell Carter Jr. whatsoever. But the thing is, and the reason why AD's played the five so much is particularly with LeBron James, right? LeBron James at this stage of his career, putting it together 82 games a season or, 65 or however many he ends up playing, it's just really taxing on his body. And you see him slotted over to the four because he can kind of just coast. He can kind of just camp out there, right? How many times do we see him not even contest a shot? Where if he moved over to, say, the three, right? You can't get away with being, just camping out. Right? It's just so much more to do, particularly out on the perimeter. Usually the wings at the three spot are more kind of the twitchier wings. They're usually the better three-point shooting wings, right? So you actually have to be able to defend out on the perimeter. And so there is the concern of LeBron, like if he was to slide over, one, he'd have to accept that role. Two, like, would it be effective, right? LeBron's still incredible. He's still going to do everything that he can do on the offensive side and stuff, but particularly the defensive end. Would you be able to mask LeBron at the three enough to really make it work? It's always a possibility, but to me, it would definitely take some trades. Another big kind of question in that regard is with LeBron, right? Could you do something to where, maybe you slot LeBron as the point guard, quote unquote, but just for position's sake, right? So you could do something where, say you have a five out there of like, LeBron, Reeves, let's say Wendell Carter, Anthony Davis, and like Jared Vanderbilt, right? And because of Wendell Carter's mobility, Anthony Davis's mobility out defending even out in the perimeter with Jared Vanderbilt, could you work something out where on offense, LeBron is the point guard? Lakers won a championship with LeBron James as the point guard. So could you do something like that? And then on defense, he just slides over to that scout position at the four. You kind of move Wendell or Anthony Davis, one of those two kind of up a little more, right? Be creative with your defensive schemes. Now you have, like, say, Austin Reeves and Jared Vanderbilt as your 2 point of attack guys. Maybe you can make something like that work to where, offensively, you're kind of utilizing LeBron as this like point guard and using his skill sets to do everything that needs to be done. But on the defensive end, you're masking him, allowing him to kind of be that last line of defense. But you also have, big size, length, kind of positionless. Like LeBron is just the point guard just for point guard's sake. Obviously, again, LeBron would have to buy into whatever direction the team would be willing to go. But maybe JJ Redick would be able to convince LeBron to slot and play a different position or kind of go that positionless set to where, maybe he is slotted as the power forward, right? But it's like, or he's slotted as the three, but like I said, it's just for like paper's sake, where really he's playing the four on the defensive end. There are ways to be creative there. But also you got to keep in mind, there's a big difference between playing, 12, something like that, Olympic games, however many Olympic games there is. It's a big difference between doing that with a overwhelming amount of talent to where you basically can just coast and chill while you're out. Like, you don't have to exert yourself because you're not the guy, right? You are one of 10, right? So like the responsibility isn't as high, right? Because like when you think of the Lakers, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, like everything is on their shoulders. It's one thing to have to, even just 12 games, or again, however many games it is, right, handling the workload. It's another thing when it's 82 games, you're one of two guys, and on top of that, you got all the wear and tear, and then you got to do the playoffs, right? So, I mean, if you make it to the finals, you're talking, like 100 games, right? Like, so it's one of those things where can LeBron James, can he hold up and play well enough, slotted in a different position? But in the same breath, it would be nice to have that other big fella. So there is a lot that needs to go around. Now, again, if it was me, one, I think it depends on who the center is. All right, like, and I think it depends on the matchup. Right, so you could still slot LeBron at the 4 90% of the time, right? Unless you're playing a Minnesota or a Denver or like a Philadelphia, like one of these like real big physical, maybe like Sacramento, like the ones that Anthony Davis at times can have struggles with. Unless you're playing one of those teams, I think you're fine playing LeBron and slotting LeBron at the 4, right? And I also don't think it's like that big of an issue. Like, it would be nice to be bigger. It'd be nice to have that versatile big man. But I think, like, to start, and even to close games, chances are Anthony Davis is going to slot over to the 5 in general. Like, so many people bring up the 2020 season, right? And yes, Anthony Davis during the regular season played primarily the power forward position. I think it was like a 60-40 split, something like that. Might have been more than that during the regular season, but something like that. But when you get to the playoffs, Anthony Davis was closing at the center position. Anthony Davis played a lot more at the center position when we were in the playoffs and in those various matchups. So chances are that's probably going to be the same model, right? Because now you can get more versatile, particularly out on the perimeter, defending the perimeter, as well as offensive sets and being able to spread the floor and have still that defensive impact, which is a testament to Anthony Davis and his versatility. But to me, it's just, it really boils down to creativity, right? And it boils down to you got to be able to get somebody, right? The Lakers can't get anybody. Like, I wouldn't start Jackson Hayes at the 5 just to slide AD to the 4 and LeBron, and now you have to try to mask LeBron. No, you need somebody that it makes sense to do that for. You need somebody that's going to have a significant enough impact on both sides of the basketball to where it's like, okay, there's a genuine argument to slide LeBron over or get it done. And I also don't think LeBron would do that for Jackson Hayes, right? He might do that if we got a Walker Kessler or if we got a Wendell Carter Jr. or something like that. But outside of that, it's like LeBron's probably looking at it as like, it's probably just as good, if not better, if I'm at the 4 and 80th. But you got to keep in mind, Anthony Davis has been very vocal and very public and open about not wanting to play the 5. And, it hasn't been this, it's not because the Lakers just want to spite Anthony Davis, right? It's not because they just want to upset Anthony Davis. No, it's because LeBron James at this stage of his career, I mean, he said it himself on Mind the Game, right? Talked about he doesn't have it anymore for, a full season. He has to pick and choose his spots. He has to kind of take plays off and possessions off. Right? Plus, LeBron's played power forward. Like, people act like LeBron just started playing power forward. LeBron played power forward dating back to Miami days. That was the big shift where they moved Chris Bosh to the 5 and they moved LeBron to the 4, and they were able to win championships. I mean, LeBron himself has said in interviews that his natural position is the 4. Right? Like, again, LeBron's just so versatile in his ability to play basically every position. I mean, he's the only player to basically play at every position, right? So to me, it's one of those things where, like, you need to do right by LeBron because you need him for the playoffs, and you don't want to burn him out during the regular season. You don't want to put yourself in a position to where LeBron is basically a non-factor now because he's just been chasing around quicker, twitchier wings all season long, and he's just gassed, and he doesn't have the legs and stuff, and now we're not winning anything, right? So it is this balance of keeping LeBron healthy and as fresh as possible with, trying to put the best five on the floor possible. And the only way I think you could do that is you'd have to get a versatile center, right? And to me, if you could get a Walker Kessler or Wendell Carter Jr., I do think you can now kind of be and run various defensive actions, defensive sets, where you're able to kind of mask LeBron, but still be a very good defensive unit. And so that's kind of the hope to me. I still think chances are, even if the Lakers do trade for a center, it'll probably still be the starting five. That it'll either be, Rui, or it'll be Vando at the 3, and then it'll be, unless they trade for like a Jeremy Grant or something like that. But, like assuming that let's say they swap D'Lo for like a Wendell Carter, however you feel about that trade, just an example, right? That I could see them, going like, slotting, if you get a Wendell Carter, you could go the big route, but I just think that the Lakers will kind of go like with the Reeves and, Max Christie and Vando, or I think they'll keep LeBron at the 4. Now, I do think that you'll see a lot, right? Because LeBron's probably going to miss some games. AD's going to miss some games. So they got like a Wendell Carter. Wendell could start at the 5 or shift over to the 4 or whatever. If AD misses or LeBron misses, slide AD to the 4, Wendell at the 5, right? So I do think that there is going to be a lot of opportunity for AD and whoever else it is, and then even throughout the course of the game, right? Again, I'm not saying you never play LeBron at the 3. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how much you could play him at the 3, right? Or play him at the point or whatever, right? I'm sure that there will be times where LeBron, AD, and Jackson Hayes are out there, assuming that the roster is what we have right now, right? But again, it's how much can you regularly play LeBron at the 3. I don't think he's going to play 35 minutes a game at the 3. I don't even think he's going to play 30 minutes at 3. I think it'll probably be something where, say he plays 35 minutes a game, he's playing maybe 15 and, 15 at the 3, 20 at the 4, something like that, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think, yes, LeBron, you got to slide him over, be creative, do whatever you got to do, start 2 bigs? Do you think, no, like, you can start the usual, right, and then just run, minutes, sequences, quarters, whatever, with 2 bigs? Right? I don't think it's crucial that you have to start 2 bigs, right? I just think, to me, it's about the minutes. Like, how many minutes does it all balance out with? But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.